Hey, I'm Joe with RevZilla, and today we're taking a look at Pro Circuit exhaust for two-stroke dirt bikes, available at RevZilla.com. So the founder of Pro Circuit, Mitch Payton, was a young desert racer in the early 70s, and in California he got in a bad enough crash to keep him from being able to ride a motorcycle the rest of his life. But that didn't stop him. He founded Pro Circuit in 1978 and became one of the most winning motocross team leaders in history, winning 31 AMA championships. So before we dive into the headers we have here, make sure you stick around at the end of this video because we're going to go through the silencers and then play back a sound clip of all of them side by side so you could hear each one. So of course these are for two strokes only. We're not going to put an expansion chamber on a four-stroke. I don't know how that would run. But be sure to enter your bike into RevZilla's Bike Finder with your year, make, and model to see what options we have for your machine. So the price is going to range between $190 and $265 depending on the option that you go with and of course the finish. So starting on my right here, we have the Works pipe. Before we dive into the differences between the finishes here, just know that all of these pipes are going to give you more mid and low range RPM performance. So it's going to start out down low, up to the mid range, and then of course will be more similar to your stock pipe at the top end. So on the right here we have the Works pipe, which is a bare steel finish. So that shows off the heat discoloration from the welds. It really gives the bike that factory look that some folks are really into. Just be mindful that of course since this is bare steel, it will need more maintenance to keep it looking good. So you need to make sure you clean and polish this after each ride so that it doesn't start to rust. Moving on from the Works pipe, we're going to the Platinum pipe. Same as the Works pipe, but it's nickel plated. So it really has a nice shiny finish. I prefer this look on my bike. I think that not only is it less maintenance, but it does definitely help bling out the bike some more. Now moving on from the Platinum pipe, we go to the Platinum 2. Same as the Platinum pipe, but it's made of thicker steel, so it can take more of a beating off-road. So I ride some really rocky terrain sometimes, and of course we know these expansion chambers can get damaged pretty easy when you drop your bike on the rocks. This pipe is a little bit more resistant to that. Now if you're going to go huck your bike off of a big rock and let it land on the pipe, of course it's still going to get dented, but it's definitely more resistant to normal wear and tear when you're riding your two-stroke bike in rough terrain. Now stick around next, we're going to go over the 4 different silencers that Pro Circuit offers for dirt bikes next. All right, so now we have Pro Circuit's selection of silencers up on the table. So pricing is going to range between $125 to $300 depending on which option you go with and of course the fitment for your machine. But don't forget, RevZilla does have that price match policy if you do find the silencers or the headers elsewhere for less. Now be sure to enter your bike into RevZilla's Bike Finder with your year, make, and model to see, in addition to how the headers fit your bike, which silencers will fit your bike as well. Now let's jump into the details of each one of these up here and we'll show you the differences. So starting over here on the bottom on my left, we have the 304. So this is a great factory replacement. It's a stainless steel and aluminum bodied option. That's a great OEM replacement. So if you like the performance and the sound of your stock pipe, this is a great option. If maybe that stock pipe is a little bit too expensive or you can't find one anymore, that is a great option for you. Now moving up from that, we have the R304. Now we know in the motorcycle world, R usually stands for race. So this is the race edition of the 304. This is obviously a shorter bodied muffler, so it is designed for race use because it's going to be a bit louder. Now with that shorter body, it is less weight. Moving on from the R304, we're going to get into the TI2 or the TI2. Titanium and carbon fiber construction. So that's where you get the tie from. So the carbon fiber is infused with Kevlar for added durability and of course some killer looks. This is really a super light option. When I threw this on my bike for our sound check, I wanted to leave it in place because it just looks really awesome and sounds great too. Definitely one of the louder options out there. Now moving on from that one, we're going to get into the Type 296 SA. SA meaning spark arrestor. So this is stainless steel and aluminum construction. Of course, with this long body, it can fit a lot of muffler packing in there, which keeps the sound down. SA means spark arrestor. So if you do need a USFS approved silencer for the places you ride, maybe state forest, or maybe you're doing a dual sport and enduro that requires that at tech, this is a great option for you. So for the installation, most two-stroke exhausts can be installed about 15 or 20 minutes. No surprises here with the header and silencer all together. Generally, you're only going to need basic hand tools, and most bikes will require a spring puller. That really helps installation. We do have those on the site if you need one. Now that we know all the details about these different silencers, let's check out how they sound back to back. All right, so that wraps up all the information about Pro Circuit two-stroke exhaust. If you have any questions or if you want to know more information, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device to see what other riders have to say. And if you have any questions about these or anything else you see on our website, give our Gear Geeks a shout at 877-792-9455 or shoot an email to cs@RevZilla.com. Thanks for watching our video today about Pro Circuit two-stroke exhaust for dirt bikes. I'm Joe, and I'll see you next time.